Santiago was a young shepherd boy. He lived in the beautiful fields of Andalusia in Spain. His days were spent with his beloved sheep. He knew each one, and they trusted him. His life was simple, and he was content with it. He could travel, read his books, and care for his flock. But a dream began to visit him often. It was a dream that spoke of a hidden treasure. This treasure was buried far away, near the Great Pyramids in Egypt. This dream started to stir something deep inside his heart, a feeling he could not ignore. The dream was always the same. A child would appear and take him by the hand. They would go to the Egyptian pyramids. There the child would say, "If you come here, you will find a hidden treasure." Santiago tried to understand this dream. He went to an old Romani woman in a nearby town. She was known for interpreting dreams. She listened to his story carefully. She told him he must go to the pyramids. She said he would find his treasure there. Santiago was not sure if he should believe her, but the dream kept returning like a soft whisper calling to him. Santiago felt a strong pull. It was a choice between his comfortable, known life and a difficult, unknown journey. His sheep were his companions, the fields were his home. He understood the language of his sheep. He knew how to care for them. This was his life, safe and predictable. But the dream of the treasure was powerful. It promised adventure and something more. It was a call to explore the world beyond his familiar hills. He thought about it for many days. He watched his sheep and read his books, but the dream stayed with him. He decided he needed to know more. He could not simply forget the dream. This decision was the first step. It was a small act of courage. He decided to listen to the voice of his heart. He felt that maybe, just maybe, this dream was important. It was a sign, a path that was opening for him. He did not know where it would lead, but he knew he had to take the first step. His journey was about to begin. It was a journey towards the unknown, towards his destiny. One day, Santiago was sitting in the town square. He was reading a book. An old man came and sat next to him. The old man started to talk to Santiago. He said he was Melchizedek, the king of Salem. Santiago was surprised. The old man seemed to know about his dream. He seemed to know about Santiago's inner thoughts. The king had a kind smile and wise eyes. He spoke with a gentle authority that made Santiago listen. He told Santiago that he helps people who want to live their dreams. The king told Santiago about something very important. He called it a personal legend. He said that a personal legend is God's blessing. It is the path that God has chosen for you here on earth. It is what you have always wanted to achieve. When you are young, you know what your personal legend is. Everything is clear then. Everything seems possible. You are not afraid to dream. You are not afraid to wish for everything you would like to see happen in your life. But as time passes, a mysterious force tries to convince us that it is impossible to realize our personal legend. The old king explained more. He said the world has a greatest lie. This lie is that at some point we lose control of our lives. We think that fate takes over. We think we cannot choose our own path. But the king told Santiago this was not true. He said, when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. These words were very powerful. They gave Santiago hope and courage. He started to believe that his dream was not just a silly thought, it was his personal legend. The king gave Santiago advice. He told him to sell his sheep. He told him to use the money to go to Egypt. To help him on his journey, the king gave him 2 special stones. One stone was black, called Tumim. It meant yes. The other stone was white, called Urim. It meant no. These stones would help Santiago read the omens. Omens are signs from God. They help guide us on our path. Santiago made his decision. He sold his sheep. He was ready to follow his dream, his personal legend. Santiago's journey began. He crossed the sea and arrived in Tangier in Africa. It was a new and strange land for him. The language was different. The customs were different. Very soon he faced a big challenge. A young man who promised to help him stole all his money. Santiago was left alone and penniless. He felt sad and discouraged. He thought about giving up and going back home. This was his first big test. It taught him about trust and the harshness of the world. But deep inside, he knew he could not give up on his personal legend. He found work with a kind crystal merchant. The merchant's shop was on a hill. For many years, the merchant had a dream. His dream was to go on a pilgrimage to Mecca, but he was afraid to leave his shop. He was afraid of change. Santiago worked hard for the crystal merchant. He learned many things from him. He learned about patience. He learned about how fear can stop us from following our dreams. Santiago helped the merchant's business grow. He saved enough money to continue his journey towards the pyramids. His hope was renewed. Santiago then joined a caravan. The caravan was going across the vast Sahara Desert. It was a long and difficult journey. In the caravan he met an Englishman. The Englishman was searching for a famous alchemist. He believed the alchemist lived in an oasis in the desert. The Englishman loved to read books. He taught Santiago about alchemy, the science of turning metal into gold. Santiago preferred to learn by watching the desert. He learned to listen to the silence of the desert. He learned to understand its signs and omens. The desert taught him patience and observation. The caravan finally reached a beautiful oasis. It was a place full of life in the middle of the desert. Here Santiago met a young woman named Fatima. She lived at the oasis. Santiago fell in love with Fatima the moment he saw her. Fatima was a woman of the desert. She understood the ways of the desert. She also understood love. She told Santiago that true love never stops a man from following his personal legend. She said she would wait for him. Her love gave him more strength. In the oasis, Santiago also met the alchemist, the wise man the Englishman was seeking. The alchemist became Santiago's new guide. He was a very wise and powerful man. He knew the secrets of the language of the world. He taught Santiago to listen to his heart. He said that the heart knows all things. It is important to listen to what your heart says. The alchemist helped Santiago understand that the journey itself was teaching him. Every step, every challenge was a lesson. He explained that fear is a bigger obstacle than the obstacle itself. He encouraged Santiago to continue his quest for the treasure at the pyramids. The alchemist and Santiago traveled together through the desert. Their journey was filled with dangers. They were captured by a warring tribe. The alchemist told the tribe that Santiago was a powerful magician. He said Santiago could turn himself into the wind. Santiago was terrified. He did not know how to do that. But he spent 3 days listening to the desert, the wind, and the sun. He prayed to the soul of the world, and then he performed a miracle. He became the wind. This experience taught him about his own power. He learned that he was connected to everything. Santiago finally reached the Egyptian pyramids. His heart was full of hope. He remembered his dream. He started digging in the sand at the place his dream had shown him. He dug and dug, but he found nothing. Just then, some thieves attacked him. They beat him and took his gold. When Santiago told them about his dream of a treasure, one of the thieves laughed. He said he also had a recurring dream. His dream was about a treasure buried in an abandoned church in Spain. The treasure was under a sycamore tree, the same place where Santiago used to sleep with his sheep. Santiago understood everything. The universe had guided him on a long journey. He returned to Spain. He went to the old abandoned church. He found the sycamore tree from his dream. He started digging. And there he found a chest full of gold coins and precious jewels. It was his treasure. But Santiago realized something more important. The real treasure was not just the gold. The real treasure was his journey. It was the lessons he learned. It was the people he met. It was the discovery of his own strength and his personal legend. He learned that when you truly want something, the entire universe will help you find it. And sometimes the treasure is found right where you started, but you must travel far to understand its worth. Follow your heart, have courage, and believe in your dreams. Your personal legend